It's time for Chad's Recovery Corner, where recovery's just around the corner. It's time for Chad's Recovery Corner, which nobody can deny. Hi, everyone. Well, last week we didn't have a recovery corner, and some of you noticed that, and some of you were probably grateful in a way, but the good thing about Chad's recovery corner is you can always just delete it if it's not your thing. I also realized that I wasn't really in a corner since I rebooted this, so now we actually are in Chad's recovery corner, so to speak, whereas before, was I in a corner? I don't know. Today's reading is from Courage to Change. I suspect that if I reclaimed all the minutes, hours, and days I've sacrificed to worry and fear, I'd add a lot of years to my life. When I succumb to worry, I open a Pandora's box of terrifying pictures, paranoid voices, and relentless self-criticism. Let me say that again. The Pandora's box of terrifying pictures, paranoid voices, and relentless self-criticism. The more attention I pay to this mental static, the more I lose my foothold in reality. Then nothing useful can be accomplished. To break this cycle, here's an answer or suggestion, of worry and fear, I'm learning to focus all my attention on this very moment. I can turn away from destructive thoughts and concentrate instead on the sights and sounds around me. They give examples of things around you. You find your own. These bits of reality rescue me from what ifs and should haves. What ifs and should haves. By anchoring me in the present, prayer and meditation, the slogans, phone calls, other sources of serenity that bring me back to this moment. As I shut out the noise, I am more receptive to my higher power's will and therefore much more able to work my way through difficult times. This day is all I have to work with, and it is all I need. If I am tempted to worry about tomorrow's concerns, I will gently bring my mind back today. So this is kind of for me where I am at as far as realizing that there is much more detriment in where we are placing our mind, that we are creating our realities. We are oftentimes either living in the past, which is equivalent of being stuck and not being able to move forward, or we are living in the future, creating these terrifying images or making a reality that just isn't there. And the thought is that if we do put our minds there, we will create that reality. For example, if I worry that my hair will never have any sense of control and I'll have to wear a hat the rest of my life, then it will happen. So where are you as far as living in the future or living in the past and creating stories of things that just aren't? Where can you bring yourself gently, I stress the word gently, back to the present moment? It's all that we have. The past and the future are not real things. They're stories that we're telling ourselves and can affect our present and potentially affect what happens to us in the future. So I know that there are different levels of where we may be and what might be difficult right now. And maybe thinking about the past or the future takes us away from those kinds of things that might be painful. But even in those situations, perhaps we need to kind of just be in the very present moment. And if we are thinking about the future, putting it in a way that is the future that we would like to have. Manifesting, if you will. I don't know, that might be a little bit too woo-woo for some on today's episode, but that's where I'm at. So, let's take a sip from our mug full of serenity, or caffeine, which is also something that's becoming somewhat addictive for me, but that's for me to figure out. The rest of you, swallow that raining down, enjoy your Sunday, and I look forward to our next corner. Lots of love.